Welcome to the Australasian Academy of Cleaning. This training session will teach you the basics of window cleaning. The trade of window cleaning is about 99% labour and 1% equipment. It is amazing though that this 1%, if spent on the right window cleaning tools, can reduce the amount of time it takes you to clean a window dramatically. Ettore professional window cleaning equipment has been the professional's choice for over 70 years. An extensive range of high quality window cleaning tools, together with the world's best squeegee rubber, make your window cleaning easy. To learn the correct way to clean windows, we need to understand what is wrong with using spray bottles and rags. When moisture gets left on a piece of glass, some of it is absorbed into the surface. Under a microscope, glass is not smooth. It has many jagged edges, and all these edges have reflective qualities. As you start to dry one area of the glass, the rag slowly gets wetter and wetter, and so each area of glass actually gets left with a different amount of chemical, minerals and moisture on it. Sometimes this may not be visible in low light areas like inside. However, on glass in direct sunlight, where the light being reflected is very bright, it will show up as a very smeary window. It is simply impossible to have a uniform reflection on glass in direct sunlight using spray bottles and rags. The Ettore squeegee has a very sharp, soft rubber edge that absorbs nothing. When used correctly, it simply squeegees the water evenly off the glass, leaving a perfectly uniform reflection. This is the Ettore edge. The best bucket to use is one that can be used inside and out. This bucket takes an 18-inch washer and has a sieve for holding it when not in use. It can also have a lid, so you don't have to waste time finding water at the next job or spilling it in your vehicle. For cleaning windows inside without a bucket, use the sidekick. You can have a small amount of solution in the bottom to keep the washer wet enough to finish a normal house. The sidekick also has a place to hold your squeegee. Most other holsters are leather, and it can be very handy to have a place to hold all your tools. Most window cleaners use some type of dishwashing liquid. You normally want one that cuts through grease and grime and is fairly slippery. The only problem with this is they can be a bit sudsy, and we don't want foam in our solution. We want to break down the dirt and grime. We want to help the squeegee glide. But we don't want to see it on the glass if we make a mistake, and we don't want to see a cloudy film around the edges. Ettore Squeegee Off Liquid is a great product because it cuts through grease and grime, helps the squeegee glide, and is very low foaming. Just a small squirt in a large bucket is all you need. When choosing a window washer, there are three types. The Golden Glove will do most windows and can be used inside and out. The Dura Sleeve is more absorbent and will allow you to put more solution on the outside windows, and when used inside will pick up more, thereby reducing dripping. The Porcupine Cover is great where you need to scrub the glass without scratching it. Remember, whenever you're using a washer on a pole, and that can be most of the time if you want to look after your back, then use the swivel T-bars. They allow you to wash all over the glass from one standing position, reaching up to the top and down without bending. If you are washing dirty glass, then after you have scrubbed it, use the washer to squeegee any small particles down to the bottom area of the glass. This will prevent grit from getting under your squeegee and causing you to leave streaks. It is important to make sure you are wetting the window well enough, so it is still wet when you go to use your squeegee. If it has started to dry, then we will end up with that non-uniform reflectivity, and this will look like awful smears. If you need to scrape glass to remove things like sticky tape, stickers, paint, silicone or cement, then you'll need to use a scraper. The best scraper to use for initial cleans is the Scrape Master. It has a great 4-inch blade on the glass at the right angle. When using a scraper, always wash the glass first and only use the scraper on wet glass. When scraping, only ever scrape in a forward direction, never backwards. When you are scraping the glass in a forward direction, you have a very sharp blade on the glass that acts like a shaver. If you need to scrape large areas, use the Champion scraper. It has a very flexible 5-inch blade and its angled head makes it excellent for pole work, as it can be angled away from the seal. Whenever you are scraping glass, make sure you have new blades that won't scratch, and always replace the scraper covers to protect the blade and to look after your own safety. If all the windows you're going to clean are small and you can reach them without a pole, then all you'll need is the standard 12-inch Ettore brass or stainless steel squeegee. If you'll be needing to use different size squeegees for different windows, then the quick release handle will allow you to change the channel sizes. And if you need to use the squeegee on a pole, then you'll need the Super System handle. This will allow you to squeegee across the glass and get into the frame more easily. It is very important to only apply a small amount of pressure. If you can still see a film on the glass after using the squeegee, then you have used too much pressure. To learn how much pressure to apply, squeegee the glass with the normal amount of pressure you would normally use. Then do it again with half that pressure and see if it still worked. Then do it again with half that pressure again. Remember, if you have a bad rubber, then pressing hard will not fix it. Pressing hard will cause the squeegee to lose its sharp edge and not remove the water. Remember that professional window cleaners change their rubbers regularly, and you can do this by holding the rubber between your thumb and forefinger and pulling out the holding clip. Do this also at the other end, and firstly turn the rubber over and replace it before buying a new one. Most people, when they first try to use a squeegee, get a result like this. It works well here, but not here. The thing that changed from the area where it worked to the area where it didn't work is the angle that the rubber was on the glass. We call this the base distance, and on these Ettore squeegees it should be about 2.5 to 3 inches or 7 centimeters. If the base distance changes, then this causes the squeegee not to work. It is especially critical when poling, as the angle and base distance are always changing as you pole down the window. Once you have the pressure and base distance under control, you are ready to use your squeegee. Try squeegeeing down the glass, bringing the leading edge forward. If your squeegee and the leading edge is trailing, then you will cause the squeegee to leave a streak. Now try and squeegee across the glass, and make sure you keep the leading edge forward. Notice that it is easier to squeegee across instead of down. This is because it's easier to control the base distance, the leading edge, and the drips when you are squeegeeing across. Notice that when we squeegeed this window, we left some water and chemical around the frame, particularly from where we started. This happens because we put our dry squeegee onto wet glass. If we dry the edge first that we want to squeegee from, and then place our dry squeegee blade in the dry area, we will not have this problem. This can be done with a rag, but it is better to use the end of the squeegee. This is called cutting the edge. Place your dry squeegee blade in the dry area and squeegee across the glass, keeping your leading edge forward, your base distance constant, and using as little pressure as possible. As your leading edge is forward, you should pull the top edge of the squeegee into the frame first, before increasing your base distance, and then you will need to pull the rest of the squeegee into the frame. Always dry your blade before placing it back on the window. Keep squeegeeing across the glass, overlapping the previous stroke by about 1 inch or 3 centimeters. If you have deep window frames, you may be better off using the Ettore ledger. It has an extended head at a different angle for getting into deep frames. If you need to clean large sheets of glass, you may want to use a larger squeegee. The Super Channel is excellent for this purpose, and it also works well for poling. These large squeegees come with a swivel handle and with a quick release that allows you to change the channel sizes. When you need to wash windows up high using a pole, you will need to use a larger washer, and make sure you use the Super System T-bar. This will allow you to wash the windows more quickly. When squeegeeing high windows on a pole, always use the Super System squeegee. The squeegee can be adjusted to make sure the leading edge can come down the glass first. Or if you are squeegeeing across, that the leading edge comes across the glass first. The larger squeegees will work better for poling, as they allow for increased base distance as you squeegee down or across the glass. Cobwebs are hard to remove with brooms, as the bristles are always facing the wrong way to grab the web off the surface. Ettore has two great products for this. First, the Super Brush is specifically designed to grab webs off the glass, and its Super System design allows you to get into any hard to reach areas. To clean the Super Brush,